So let's discuss that three ways that win by the Seahawks should make Browns fans have some hope. First, the run game. So take us through that and kind of your thoughts.
Well, you can see here, Seahawks start off with a wide zone to the four receiver side. They're going to have two tight ends over to the left. They set the edge. You're going to see Cooper Kupp come down there and crack the safety, which is really, really impressive. Then you're going to see it from the tight. Same play. You're going to see that linebacker. He's number one linebacker in the box. And watch how well coached they are. They get to the second level, and he knocks that linebacker down. Cooper Kupp with a great block on the secondary guy. Again, as you watch this, so not only if you see this, watch Cooper Kupp get this safety. Takes first available. There's two things that really stand out. Obviously, the strength of the run game obviously shortens the game for the defense. That's the strength of their team. It allows the team to be physical. Linemen love to be physical. So if you have new offensive line, it's a lot easier to teach run blocking than it is pass blocking. Especially these guys want to get off the ball, get downhill, and start knocking people backwards. But you see what it is to be a team. Cooper Kupp, who's been outstanding catching the ball, he sticks his nose in there. The Browns receivers got to block better, and I think they will. And there's just a lot of things you like about this. Is the first run game of the Super Bowl, and it just kind of set the tone for the physicality of everybody and how everybody's more worried about team than they are worried about me, and that's important. And that's what you saw in the Seahawks. You saw a team win. Darnold's good, but he's a piece of the pie.
Yeah, and to your point, that run game really controlled the tempo and the pace of the game. The second point that you have, it's relative to defense, and it's getting pressure with four, and we've heard the Browns talk about that as well.
Well, obviously, Drake May was under pressure all game. You're going to see here they're in the two safety. They're in zone up top, man on the bottom here. As this play runs, you're going to see from the end zone copy, Will Campbell really struggled in pass protection. He got ran over and ran around. It was a really tough day for him. But what it did was he wasn't the only one that struggled. Obviously, he stands out because he's a left tackle. But the reason I have that highlighted is you can see that dig comes open. Pressure is the ultimate equalizer for a quarterback. If you can pressure a quarterback, especially up the middle, around the edge, all those kind of things, the windows get tighter and tighter. So as wide open as that dig is, he doesn't have time because he's getting sacked. Now, the reason he can't see the dig is because you're going to see those linebackers drop out, the safeties drop out, because they're only rushing four players. So again, whoever the Browns bring in, they're going to rush 4, 5, and 6 players, but the foundation has to bring 4, and the Browns have 4 guys who are as good. In fact, I will say the Browns' defensive line is better than the Seahawks' defensive line, but the Seahawks bring it every week, and that's what the Browns got to get to. They got to prove it. But talent-wise, they're as talented as the Seahawks. But when you can pressure with 4, that puts a lot of pressure on that quarterback because they're 7 in coverage. And that's really what the Seahawks did, is that they did some different things, but you can see everybody's covered, and the guys who's open that he can't get to because of pressure. So, again, the Browns are closer than you think because they have this type of defensive line.
All right, the third of the 3 points relative to the Seahawks and the Browns. Impact plays from the quarterback, not stats.
Well, you can see, I didn't even know how many yards Sam Darnold threw. You can see Barner go in motion. He's going to release C-gap. You see the linebackers are going to switch. He releases C-gap. The reason this is open because of the great run game all game. Now, as I showed from the end zone copy, you're going to see the linebackers, 14 bump to 51. As he goes in motion, 14 is going to bump to 51. Now the hard run action up front causes those linebackers to come up. Because they've been running the ball so well, the Patriots, when they go over to the sideline and you see those coaches yelling at them, those coaches, they're saying, get upfield. When you see that reach on that zone block, get upfield. Get downhill to make a tackle. So this, even though the linebacker is beat here, this is incredibly hard coverage for the linebacker. One is, he doesn't know he has him until motion happens, and then he's trying to stop the run. So again, if you can get a run game going, the quarterback has to make impactful throws. And again, Darnold wasn't incredible. He didn't throw it all over the place, but he made really big throws. Third down throws, third and medium, red zone throws. He made throws when they were presented to him, and this is one of the better ones he made. But you can see how wide open he is because of the success of the run game.
Well, the other thing that you could say about Darnold is he did not make any critical mistakes. There wasn't a turnover. There were sacks, but there weren't 25-yard sacks. And that if you're going to have impactful plays, you can't have the negative effect on the offense as well.
Well, that's a great point. And, the thing is, a really impactful play might be run the ball on third down, which they did a couple times, and punt the football. And when people hear me say all the time, you end every drive in a kick, you got a chance to win if you have an elite defense. Now, don't get me wrong, the offense can't be like the Browns' offense that was this year. It has to be more productive. The special teams have to be more productive. But regardless of how much those two phases improve, the strength of this Browns team will be the defense. So they have to protect that defense, and you can see if you have an elite defense and you do enough in the other two phases. The Seahawks also played amazing special teams, the punter, the kicker, etc. So again, the Browns aren't as far off if they can get some production out of the other two phases, because their defense. I've had a lot of pushback because of some of the struggles they had, and I think a lot of the struggles that they had sometimes were because of the offense and special teams. So again, really good, really solid play, impactful play by Darnold. But it goes to show you, you don't have to have Patrick Mahomes to win a Super Bowl. You have to have everything. And if you're not going to have Patrick Mahomes, then you better have great pieces everywhere. The Browns got to start building that back up on the offensive side of the football.